Good afternoon. My name is Eric Brown, and today we're going to be discussing what you will be doing before the delayed entry program. So you've talked with your recruiter, or maybe not yet. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you, and I'm saying thank you because you're being very brave right now. I might be thinking, why am I brave? Well, you are thinking about joining the world's greatest military, and it takes a lot of courage to even think about wanting to join the military. So I want to thank you for that. It's simply just thinking about it. So it takes a lot of guts to want to join any branch of the military. It's all great. So with that, you got to find a recruiter. So if you go on the Air Force website, all you have to do is just say find a recruiter, and then you type in your city or your state or your zip code, preferably your zip code, and then you'll find a recruiter. And there should be a contact information. It should be really easy. Just give him a phone call, or give him or her a phone call or email. You could also go on Google Maps, just find Armed Services Recruiting Center. And if you type that in, there should be ones somewhat close by. If you're in a major city, I know that where I live, there was two, maybe three recruiting offices. It wasn't even a big city as well, so you should have a recruiter within 50 to 100 miles of you. So it shouldn't really be a problem. So when you see the recruiter, you'll probably be a bit nervous because you've probably never been with someone in uniform for that long. Maybe seen them in the distance. I don't know. Anywho, don't be intimidated. He or she just wants to get to know you and see if you want to join the Air Force. So how it worked for me is, well, I knew what I wanted to do. So for you, it might be a bit different. So you'll meet your recruiter, and then he's going to say, well, what questions do you have? What would you like to know? You might not know, so you might be saying, oh, I'm just here looking for information. That's when he's really gonna talk your ear out. Stay there. Don't be afraid of him, but stay there and just listen to what he has to say. He has a lot of things he has to say in terms of the benefits and the great things about the military and what it teaches. So stick with that. Take a bunch of brochures and take a bunch of paperwork, or not paperwork, but take a bunch of things home so that when you're home, you look through them and you know what you want to do. And if you're really serious about this, which you are because you're watching these videos, of course, explore the Air Force website and really see what the Air Force has to offer. And actually there was a quote job picker where you it's a really easy quiz, and you fill in what things you like and what kind of things you want to do, and it'll show up a career field that the Air Force thinks would be best for you, or one that you might like the most. So for me, I feel like I would like command and control battle management the most, just because it sounds cool and it's bad A. It's really cool. Everything in the Air Force is super cool. I just had to put that there. So when you see your recruiter, he's going to ask you a lot of questions. He's going to try and get to know you. He's going to say, well, what's your name? How old are you? When's your birthday? Did you graduate school? Tell me a bit about yourself. He's going to want to know if you were part of any extracurriculars, if you have college credits. If you have college credits, that's really good. If you're in scouting, that's really good. I was in scouting, and that really helped me a lot during basic training. And if you've taken any sort of sports, that's really good as well. Just know this: you're not going to be denied if you have a medical or a legal reason to not be in the armed forces. So you shouldn't have to worry about am I going to be accepted? Yes, you'll be accepted as long as you pass the requirements. It shouldn't be too hard. However, yeah, it should be too hard. So be honest when the recruiter asks you questions. The recruiter's going to ask you, have you ever smoked weed? Have you ever smoked weed? You have to answer Honestly, he's not going to be the police. The thing is, if you want to be in the armed forces, he has to get you cleared. So that, let's say you had like a speeding ticket or something happened or something minor, what he can do is get that cleared out for you so that there's no hiccups on the way. So you meet your recruiter. He's probably gonna see if you want to go on some trips with him. Not like with him. So, and the delayed entry program, I went to Offutt Air Force Base a couple times, and we toured there. We worked out in the gym there. It was really cool. We had a tour. We ate in the DFAC one day. It was a really we also we went up in the control tower. That was really cool. So my recruiter personally, he did a lot out of his way to make sure that I came to basic training prepared, and I feel motivated to share the same with you. However, not everyone gets the same experience, so really try, and if you're in the DEP already, ask your recruiter to have you connect with other people in the DEP, depending on how many people there were. I believe there was like 50 people in the entire metropolitan area that were in the DEP, and that was really cool. I actually have a great story about that. Anyways, back to where I was. Yes, be honest. Get cleared for anything that may be traced. Because when you get to MEPS, they're going to say, is there anything we should know? We're going to look through your records, blah, blah, blah. And so you got to be honest with your recruiter, and you have to get everything cleared. So with that, I feel like let's go to the next part. So what kind of job do you want? Don't get caught up with what your recruiter is going to tell you. Like, oh man, you want to be a maintainer? Dude, maintainer is super cool. Oh, you want to be security forces? You'll play with weapons. It's super cool. Oh, you want to, what else do they have? There's like hundreds of jobs, career fields in the Air Force. So there's something for everyone. You want to be I don't know, what's a general thing that they say. Anyways, they're probably going to try and sell you on something. But this is your career. This is your life. I'm not trying to give a bad rap on recruiters, but they do have a quota to meet. However, if there's something that you really want and you like put your foot down, you're like, I need this career field, then they'll be like, all right, they'll work with you, obviously, because so for me, I immediately told my recruiter that I was like committed, like I'm going in this Air Force, and I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I was like, yeah, I got you. So with a really awesome job, and I'm super happy to be here. So what's next? ASVAB. Yes, there's a whole part of the ASVAB. Study for that. Let's get back to the job, career field. Depending on what kind of career field you want, you have to get a really good ASVAB score. So the minimum requirement for the Air Force, it's the highest one. I think it's like a 33. You have to get a 33 on your ASVAB, 36. Personally, I got an 80. Yeah, I got an 83 on my ASVAB. So I was like apparently really good. Some people get like, the average people usually get like in their 50s, 60s. So it shouldn't be too hard. You just have to, it's a lot of basic high school knowledge, really. But, so with the ASVAB, study, better score, it means you get a better career field. So there's 4 aspects of the ASVAB. I'm going to put a link to a playlist of how to study. There's apps, go to the bookstore, go to the library. There's a bunch of free resources so you could do the best. I wish I would have studied more. I definitely could have gotten easily like a 90 something on my ASVAB, but I didn't study as much as I'd like to. Some people have the luxury of having more time to study than others. I didn't, even though I got an 83, I only had like a few weeks to study. So you have 4 different aspects: mechanical, administrative, general, and electric. So the test, it's a couple hours long. It's a pretty big test. It's pretty much like a military ACT. So don't worry about it though. So don't worry. There's mechanical, so you have to know things about like gears and engines. Administrative, you have to know about English and your vocabulary, speaking elegant and eloquently. General, which is like general knowledge, common sense, really. Electrics, so you have to know about circuits and electricity. So that's the ASVAB. I'm gonna link. I took the ASVAB like 10 months ago. I took the ASVAB a long time ago, so I don't remember everything. There is a link I will put in for a playlist. So you took your ASVAB and you're about to go to MEPS. So some people MEPS, shoot, I gotta make a little poster. MEPS stands for Military Entrance Processing Station, excuse me. So personally, I took my ASVAB before going to MEPS. I just took my ASVAB and that was it. I didn't do the whole spiel. So I'll make a whole nother video about MEPS because it's quite a lot. So with that, I'm going to do part 2.